Alrighty, looking at your Algebra 1 Fall Final 2016 review, it first starts by asking you to explain how to find perimeter of a given object. So give me a sentence or two on that. Once you have those sentences, go ahead and look down at the bottom. So I'm going to do number 2, and I'm going to have you all come back and do the other ones. So number 2 says the perimeter is 37. Write an equation to represent the perimeter below. Remember to combine all like terms. So the first thing to consider is, are all the sides labeled? For this triangle, yes, they are. But for the other ones, like up here, they're not. So you need to make sure that you have all the sides accounted for. The second is to remember if there's something on the inside, like if they have given you a value here, you need to go ahead and cross that out. That's extra information. But once you have your sides straight, that's whenever you can begin to add everything up. So when we're combining like terms, for my class, we usually set up the chart. So we have x's and numbers. Those are the two things we're combining. We have a 3x, we have a negative 6x, and we have a positive 5x. Okay, I believe that's all of them. Yep. And then for the numbers, we have a negative 7, we have a positive 15, and we have a negative 1. So really be careful with those sides. A lot of y'all forget that these two are negatives especially. Okay, from here we need to just add them all up. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3, plus 5 should give me a positive 2x. And again, you can check the calculator if you don't believe me. On the right side, we have 15 minus 1, that's 14, minus 7, that would leave me with a positive 7. So we should have 2x plus 7 from combining our like terms here. Okay, and the last step is to come back to this part. It says the perimeter is 37, and we need to write an equation. So equation means we need to have that equal sign somewhere there. So in this case, we're going to have 2x plus 7 equal to 37 because that's the perimeter. Okay, you could go forward and solve for x, but this is all I'm looking for the first page. Okay. So remember, label all your sides, combine your like terms, set it equal to the given perimeter. All right, next page. For this one, it's wanting you to solve for x. So to kind of refresh your memory, I'm going to go ahead and solve it, but I need you to write out all the steps that I did in the right column. So for these, we're solving for x, so we're working backwards, so that's when we want to drop that wall. So we start with the original problem, and then the next thing we need to do is get everything except for that x on the opposite side. So that means that I need to move this negative 3. So to get the negative 3 to the opposite side, I need to do the opposite operation, which in this case is adding. So from here, 18 plus 3 is 21. And then negative 3 and positive 3 cancel out. So we're left with 5x equal 21. So we added 3 to cancel that, and now we need to get x by itself. So this is multiplication, so the opposite would be to divide, and we always divide by the number in front of x, and we do not change that sign, so it just needs to be dividing by negative 5. That cancels and has 1x, and 21 divided by 5, I'm just going to leave that as a fraction. Okay, so you can go ahead and explain that there. For numbers 4 on, you can either do this same process where you get your x's on one side, numbers on the other, and do the same thing that we did here, or we can now use our systems rule, or excuse me, the process for solving systems of equations. So to do that, you need to treat the left side as one equation and the right side as the other. So for number 4, my first line is going to be 15x minus 8. So in my calculator, I'm going to go ahead and get a new one. I'm going to go ahead and type everything that I saw on that left-hand side. So 15x minus 8. Now I'm going to hit tab and do this again. So 14x plus 13. Okay, and that's those lines. Remember that if it doesn't appear that they're crossing, you need to zoom out just to double check to see if there is that intersection point. So menu 4, 4, and I'm just going to keep clicking enter till I see that either they cross or they do not. I think I'm far enough back where I can try. So I have menu 6, 4, lower bound, you go all the way to the left. Upper bound, we go all the way to the right, and sure enough, there is an intersection point. So be very careful. Sometimes the lines look parallel when in fact they are not. Okay, and the value or variable that we typed in was x, so I'm only looking for the x for this answer, so I just need 21. So going back, the answer here is just 21. For number 5 and 6, all of those things, remember you must type in the variable x. So it should be 8x plus 11 minus 3x. Don't use any variable other than x if you are using the method I just showed you.